Hello guys, welcome back to Tactical Trafford, and today we want to basically run through the transfer of Manchester United. We want to know what is happening with Matheus Fernandes in terms of Real Madrid, in terms of Manchester United, in terms of Ruben Amorim, and in terms of his agents, Ruben Mendes. So we are going to be talking about everything today. We're running through the transfer because I know that talking a lot about midfielders recently. We have spoken about Sandro Tonali, Matheus Fernandes. We are going to be talking about even more midfielders next week, but today, I just wanted to run through the transfer of Matheus Fernandes and sort of try to explain what has been happening, because I know that there has been divided attention about if West Ham should have the leverage because, of course, they're in the relegation, they were relegated. So, a lot of fans are having split opinions, and I'm just here to really clarify everything that has been going on concerning Matheus Fernandes, because I personally feel that Manchester United is going to get it. But before we go into that, I want you guys to quickly subscribe to Tactical Trafford. I want you guys to also like and share Tactical Trafford, because we'll be making a lot of transfer videos, a lot of players analysis. We're going to be talking about a lot of players even going into next week. So I want you guys to kindly subscribe to Tactical Trafford as we get started on this video. So first of all, we're talking about Matheus Fernandes. Personally, for me, I'm going to start with the price tag, because of course that came as a shock to many of the Manchester United fans and football fans in general. We know that, of course, players are being trapped down to clubs with a lot of ridiculous prices, and especially if you're a Premier League club and you want to buy from another Premier League club, I think sometimes it is very difficult, because of course they use the price tag to push you away. And in the case of Matheus Fernandes, I feel that many football fans is going to feel that, okay, West Ham are trying to do too much, because of course we know that he's not worth £85 million. But I think we are going to sort of break it down from the perspective that West Ham are looking through. So first of all, he was bought from Southampton to West Ham for £38 million, and Southampton has a sell-on clause of £50 million, which means that whatever price up front and both in add-ons that West Ham are going to receive in the future, they are going to give a total of 15% to Southampton. That means they owe Southampton 15% off the Matheus Fernandes deal, which means they can't really sell him for a very low price, just as many Manchester United fans or football fans might want it, because of course you can't expect West Ham to sell him for 40 mil or for 50 mil. Personally, for me, this is not going to be get done at that price. I think Manchester United getting Matheus Fernandes is going to be like sort of a brand memo, because we are going to end up paying a really huge fee for him because of the selling clause. Personally, for me, I feel if there was no selling clause, it would have been sold for a relatively low price. And West Ham is not like a team that is very easy when negotiating with. West Ham is a very tough team. They didn't even declare rights. It is very hard to buy from them. So of course I know that it is going to take Manchester United a lot of time. But when does Real Madrid comes in? Because it was reported on Wednesday night that Fabrizio Romano said he mentioned Matheus Fernandes in their recruitment meeting, and it's something that you already know that Real Madrid is interested in Matheus Fernandes, Arsenal is interested too, Paris Saint-Germain is interested too. And of course, you all know that from the reports from Sully, we all know that Sully is one of the most reliable Manchester United journalists recently. He said that if you look at his article he published on Matheus Fernandes recently, there was a point he spotted that he prefers Manchester United. And of course, it's something that's because of the person involved, his agent, George Mendes, they can't openly come out and say, yes, he prefers Manchester United, because it's going to give West Ham a really bad hand in terms of it's not going to give them the leverage when it comes to negotiating. So of course we all know that he prefers Manchester United, but we also have to make the move. And personally, for me, I feel sometimes there are some certain players you have to get as a football club where you have to end up paying for these players. I don't think that you would have to buy players the price that you want to buy them all the time as a football club. I feel most of the times you have to spend a lot, because of course you know that Elliot Anderson is going to Manchester City, and then we just have to focus on Matheus Fernandes, and then we have to now focus on other midfielders. But for now, I know that Real Madrid and Jose Mourinho is a very big threat, but I'm not really concerned about Real Madrid because they have a lot of midfielders, and for them to sign, they have to really sell, because they have Brian Diaz, who is refusing to go. There is Nico Pass coming back. There's Jude Bellingham. There's Adagula. There's Aurelian Tchouameni. There's Camavinga. There's a lot of midfielders at Real Madrid, and I don't feel that Matheus Fernandes is going to choose Real Madrid over Manchester United because of this reason, because he's not going to be a starter. But at Manchester United, of course, he knows that he's going to be a starter. So in terms of the price tag, I feel that Just as Manchester United ended up paying slightly above our expectation when we got Lenny Euro from Lille, I feel this is going to be the case. Because of the 15% sell-on clause, it's very hard to push down the price. Personally, for me, I feel Matheus Fernandes is going to come to Manchester United probably as 65 mil, 71 mil, just like the Brian Mbeumo deal. Probably it's going to be like 65 plus add-ons or 60 plus add-ons. I don't feel that it's going to go beyond 75 million. I feel that Manchester United is going to get him at most total package of 70 million pounds. I feel that is where the deal is going to end. But is the price tag justifiable from West Ham? Of course not, because he's not worth 85 million. But you're not expecting them to put a price tag of 70 million because it's going to be easy to drive down. But from 85 million, probably at 70, 65, they can find a compromise and then they can be able to sign him. But I feel that there is no point waiting because there are more better clubs than Manchester United currently are that is interested in him. So we need to buy him and we need to move on, because whether you like it or not, Paris Saint-Germain, Arsenal, Real Madrid are better than Manchester United as it stands. And in terms of buying players, they have a more exciting project to sell than the other clubs. They have a more exciting project to sell more than Manchester United. So of course, when we want to negotiate, I feel we should be more faster than we are, because you can't just expect to relax. Oh, he prefers also for that. You have to play the hard game with West Ham. I think West Ham are in the driving seat in this deal. Manchester United is not in the driving seat in this deal. West Ham are. So if we want to really get Matheus Fernandes, we need to be really fast about it, because also in the preseason we might not have Edison because he has been called up to the World Cup. We might not have Meno and Bruno Fernandes depending on how far their various countries go in the World Cup. So personally for me, the earlier we sign Matheus Fernandes, the better, because he's going to be available for preseason and it's going to really help us. He's going to play a part in the preseason. So the earlier we sign him, the better, because he's going to play a huge part for us in the preseason. So in terms of the whole transfer fee, personally for me, I feel at most 70 million Manchester United is going to get Matheus Fernandes. Not because he's worth the 70 million, but because I feel that that is what we need to pay considering the circumstances. West Ham going to the relegation doesn't give them a lower hand in negotiation. I feel it even strengthens their hands because there are a lot of clubs interested, not just Manchester United. So even though Matheus Fernandes prefers Manchester United, we definitely need to add facts. Even with the fact Mourinho is there, Real Madrid is there, John Mendes also is one of the biggest agents in the world. So he could easily prefer Real Madrid tomorrow. So I think the earlier we sign him, the better. So definitely for me, 70 mil is going to do the deal for me. But I feel that Manchester United needs Matheus Fernandes. I'm going to be making a lot of videos concerning Matheus Fernandes next week, concerning Alex Scott and so many other targets. So I want you guys to stay tuned to Tactical Trafford, because we'll be discussing a lot concerning the Manchester United midfield position. So I want you guys to once again like, to share, to subscribe to Tactical Trafford. See you guys in my next video.